that, though, I know.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Power Purpose Presents Grant Money Generator. Derek Watson, co-founder of the Power Purpose, joining you guys. So glad to have you with us tonight. What an incredible evening, historical evening. We're going to be discussing a $1.5 trillion opportunity, 1.5 trillion with a T. Okay, and also discussing a $130 million grant money generating system from none other than Sherry Watson herself over her illustrious 30-year career. Absolutely amazing. So I hope all of you, and I even hope, I'm going to encourage all of you to get 2 notepads, 2 number 2 pencils, and also wrist support for taking lots and lots of notes tonight. So much planned for you. What a wonderful evening. And we cannot wait to unveil this to all of you watching in attendance tonight. Truly amazing. So with that, we're going to bring on someone who, again, is a civil rights leader, a nonprofit expert, America's #1 nonprofit expert, and America's #1 grant money expert. Live tonight to unveil Grant Money Generator to all of you. So with that, I want to bring on not just the founder of the Power Purpose, but a truly remarkable, inspirational figure within our ranks, our family, who's leading nonprofits across the country, nonprofits in our mastermind who have adapted this same step-by-step system that are now generating millions of dollars of grant money for their nonprofits across the country. So without further ado, I want to welcome you, introduce you to, and bring on the one, the only Sherry Watson.
Woo! I was waiting for the drum roll.
We had it there for you. We had it.
How are you?
I'm great. I love seeing everybody on. Everyone looks excited.
Oh,
what an incredible night for everyone we have in store for everyone tonight.
Awesome. You guys, I can't wait to share my grant money generator system. Today we had the most amazing meeting that took me back 30 years with one of my colleagues, one of the people that funded me, and it was all grant money. He distributed grant money. So Derek, couldn't be a more perfect time. And there has never been the amount of grant money that's available now. And the myths that are out there, can't wait to dispel all the myths. I built my career. We built our movement. I was able to live in a life of abundance with my family, all through the power of grant money. So this is, and talk about becoming sustainable. That's it, Derek. So tonight, so I want to welcome all of you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We know that time is our most precious resource. So I want to really just dive right into it, Derek, and be conscious of people's time. But like Dick said, get your pen and paper out, you guys. I've not put together anything like this ever before. It's 30-some years worth of a system that I've used, that our students use, nonprofits around the country are using to make incredible impact, create a purpose-led, financially abundant life for them and their family while making a difference in this country.
I cannot wait. Let's get this kicked off, everyone. Let's unveil Grant Money Generator by none other than not just our mom here, but just an amazing person, an amazing individual, co-founder of the Power of Purpose, America's #1 nonprofit expert for you guys live right now on this amazing web training. Let's kick it off. Grant Money Generator, away we go.
Well, share with you guys, we're not talking about millions. We're not talking about billions. We're talking about a $1.5 trillion opportunity this year. So we're going to dive right into it. And before we go into how to access that $1.5 trillion, I'm going to cover a few of the basics. Now, I want you guys to really dig deep because this is powerful. I've never, ever, ever seen this kind of money available to us. Walking in with our Purpose Pioneers, that's our mastermind students, and walking into our state agencies and them embracing us and them saying, we just got $3 million. I'm going to share more about that with you in our Purpose Pioneers. That just happened 6 weeks ago. The funding available right now, so I want you to think about it. If you had a choice, how would you like to live your passion, your purpose every single day and get paid to live your purpose? So many people we meet with around the country say, well, when I make a lot of money, I'm going to do that incredible one-stop center for veterans because I'm a veteran. When I make a lot of money, I'm going to provide resources to single moms because I've been a single mom. Well, now with this funding, don't wait. The time is now because you can get paid very well to do it. And you can help people along the way. That our purpose is to lift folks up. And what if I told you that over $1.5 trillion was available to make this happen? You guys, I had to find out how many zeros to put in, figure out to do $1 trillion. We're talking major impact. That's 1.5 trillion with the T. Now more than ever, achievers from around the country are coming together to learn the strategies for getting the competitive edge with the power of purpose. Our mastermind group, led by our Purpose Pioneers who are trailblazing the path to social enterprise. They're part of this movement that has taken this world by storm. And this program is like nothing you've ever seen. If you're a generous person, and I know you guys are joining us tonight, wanting to find out how to make that kind of difference, how to shift the paradigm in the healthcare, in what's happening to our kids, our seniors, our veterans, renewable energy. You millennials have so much to bring, and this is definitely the training and education for you guys, because you are generous people. You're here. You want to make a difference. And if you're raised with the belief about giving back and making the world a better place, I'm going to show you tonight how to monetize that, okay? We're going to learn how to do well by doing good financially, taking care of us and our family while we make an impact and change systems that are broken and bring common sense business solutions back to our country and this world. And the best part is you can do it all using grant money. Now, we talk about diversified funding. So in the masterminds, with our Purpose Pioneer students that are doing amazing things all over the world with funding, there's all kinds of funding available. But tonight we're going to focus on grant money, because grant money, every administration is different. It's not political. We never got political, supported one or another. You learn the philosophical base. Some of the administrations and presidents come in, and that money they put into the agencies, and they create more divisions and more things within government. Some administrations come in from the business community, and they take that money and they grant it all out. They want the community folks to be able to take that money and bring business solutions, common sense. Never seen this kind of grant money available right now. And that's why they're training tonight. Guys, all of us together, the kind of impact we could make, the kind of solutions we could bring, so excited about sharing with you tonight. So you can use grant money to invest in real estate, to start and expand your business, to make millions of dollars in profit. Now I want you to hang on to this. Millions of dollars in profit. Yes, we want to make a profit. The more profit we make, the more impact we create. So we're going to talk more about that in a little bit. And then paying yourself a salary plus expenses along the way. Because we're going to go into where's grant money available, who's it available to, and we're not going to talk about volunteer teams. I never had a volunteer team. I always paid my staff very well, and so are you. That's what the power of grant money can do. You can use grant money to pay your rent, your mortgage, have your office in there, make your car payments as a company vehicle, hire a full-time assistant, so you remain working on the business, not in the business. Living your dream every day, helping others, and changing the world, literally changing the world. And I can speak this with confidence, with excitement, with so much. I just feel so empowered right now because I've lived it. I can't wait to share with you in a little bit how we literally changed the world and created an economic impact to this country that through our nonprofit corporations. And you guys have the same opportunity now more than ever. So I think there's even a myth out there about what is a grant. It's a award of money, a product or service that does not have to be paid back. It's not a loan. It's not something you put on your books and figure out how you pay back. A grant is money that never has to be paid back because you're providing a service, you're providing a common sense business solution. A grant can be a free transfer of property. Personally, I like both definitions. Now, here's a lot of people ask questions throughout the last few days, and we said we would start answering questions. You said, send in your questions and we'll do shout outs. Several folks, a common theme was, does grant money need to be paid back? No, it's money they invest in you and your business solutions to create change, to create a paradigm shift. This is a big one. This was one of the top questions from a lot of folks. Do I need credit to get grant money? Beautiful thing about grant money, they never look at your personal credit. It's not about you personally. You don't have to go to all the different sites and get all of your scores and try to improve it. Grant money is based on what you're doing with your corporation, what you're doing to make a difference. And they base it on the project you presented. And then, do you need collateral for grant money? We had a lot of questions about that. What kind of matching collateral? And we put 9. That's German. I learned my first German word, right? So it's very different than your for-profit corporation where you're going through credit checks and loans. And so how much money can you apply for working with the grant? As much as you want. $1.5 trillion available right now. So now I wanted to go into some nuts and bolts of how do you become accessible for grant money? What gives you the cutting edge? What gives you priority? It's the government's best kept secret. It's a 501c3 corporation. To be able to get grant money, the eligible entities are nonprofit corporations, not a nonprofit bake sale, not a nonprofit charity. We're a corporation. We're a business, just like in the for-profit, your LLC, C Corp, S Corp, we're taught. We're not taught as entrepreneurs until now. I can bring to you the power of a 501c3 corporation. And what you guys know it as? The nonprofit corporation, the not-for-profit, or the NPO. Now, the government's best kept secret, that 501c3, that nonprofit, is the most profitable entity of all. Do you hear that? Entity. There's all the for-profit. The nonprofit, is the most profitable entity and has the more funding streams available to it than any for-profit company. So our Purpose Pioneers in our mastermind call it the 501 See Me Make Money Corporation. So if you can't remember those, what it's called, 501 See Me Make Money. And every one of you are going to be able to launch your nonprofit, and then we're going to walk you through how to get grant funding, to live your purpose, to take care of you, to make an impact, and to change our broken systems. How cool would that be to change prison recidivism, to work with the Juvenile Justice Program to get funding in your nonprofit, to do a youth entrepreneurial center so kids don't end up in the juvenile justice system. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Think about all the things that you know as a millennial, shifting so many of our systems that are broken, the healthcare, bringing in wellness components, bringing in integrative medicine, bringing in acupuncture, all the holistic medicines there are, doing that through a nonprofit corporation and accessing grant money to fund you and your team to go out there and start that shift. So there's so much available for us. Now, let's touch a little bit on how do you form a nonprofit, because many, get rid of that noise, many people have wrote in questions, said, oh, I heard it's such a long, lengthy process, and our Purpose Pioneers are the first ones that'll tell you within a week. It's a one or two page filing, same thing as any other business you do. Just file your nonprofit, file it in your state. Takes about a week. Some states do it right online, and you're an official nonprofit corporation. Okay? You can do anything any for-profit can do. You're a corporation under law, so you can go into business dealings, you can form contracts, you own property, all the same kind of things. So here's what the experts consider the difference, ethically and legally. In a for-profit, when you make a profit, you distribute it to the owner or the shareholders or the equity folks, right? In a nonprofit, when you create profit, and I had an investment portfolio, my last one, we were creating $45,000 a month profit, right? And that profit stays within the corporation, and you and your board decide how you want to grow the corporation. Do you want to set up, what we did, we grew from peer support to life skills training. We became our own bank. So as you set up that investment portfolio, make a profit, instead of distribute it to folks that have invested in you, you've gotten grant money that never has to be paid back. So you take that profit and you build more programs. You incentivize your team. We have our Purpose Pioneers, their teams have healthcare, they have IRAs, 401ks. All of that is ethical and very needed to take care of your team. So the benefits in the nonprofit are much better than in most for-profits now. So we're going to go over in a little bit how we write that into the budget for the grants. So again, I explained the difference. So to get all that noise out of your head and to not listen to the naysayers around you, oh, this will never work. Oh, nonprofits are hard. Oh, nonprofits are complicated. Oh, we don't want the government breathing down our neck. I've had more IRS involvement with for-profits than 30-some years of my nonprofit. It's a beautiful entity in so many ways. So let's talk about the truth behind the myth as we start diving into the grants, because the nonprofit is key to accessing grant money. Now, the myth, nonprofits can't make a profit. I already explained that. I just spelled that a long time ago, making $45,000 a month profit on just one program, where we changed a paradigm and we economically brought a solution to the state. Instead of people living in nursing homes at $100,000 a year, they were able to move home, hire and fire their own attendant, $14,000 a year. I was fiscal agent, right? Because I'm a corporation. I'm a nonprofit business. I charged to do fiscal agency fees with folks that were coming out of nursing homes to be their own employer. Hang on, listen to me. And I charged the state for my services. But what it did a year later, because we redirected our Medicaid dollars, instead of paying for everybody to be in nursing homes and warehouses, right? We were allowing people to choose. And we were the first state in the nation that had a positive Medicaid budget a year later. So you're not only bringing solutions to the folks you're serving, you're bringing solutions to this country, to this economic downturn we've been in with the deficit going on. You guys know how to lead in common sense. We did it. And then nonprofits can't charge for their services. That's how I made such a huge investment portfolio. I became sustainable. Our students are charging for many of their services that any other corporation would. I love that myth. Nonprofits are poorly managed compared to businesses. Forbes magazine did a whole cover on every business should be run like a nonprofit corporation, right? You wait till you find out, not only is the money fantastic and what you do is even greater, but having a nonprofit, you're going to see where you're working on your business. So now let's start getting into the grant money. So you guys take a lot of notes, because this is working. Our Purpose Pioneers, I've got so much to share with you. Our Purpose Pioneers that just got a $3 million grant for renovation. Grant, not investor money. So the first thing you want to do, build relationships. Get to know the leaders in your community. Who's your mayor? Who's your city council? Who is your county commission? Who are your state legislators? State legislators are key. They oversee state budgets. They work every day trying to figure out the deficits. And you walk in and you have the right entity, you're a nonprofit corporation, and you have a common sense business solution of how we can build services for veterans, because I am a veteran. How we can build supports for people with disabilities, because I am a person with a disability. Each one of you has an amazing journey in life that really brings in the purpose. So create that base of people who support your project. Because what we want to do now, getting into the real meat of it, we're going to connect your project to grant money closer to home. Now I know if I ask for a raise of hand, so many of you know about grants.gov. And you go on and there's billions of grant applications, and they're like so complicated. And that's when you establish a track record. You're competing with Mayo Hospital, New York University. We're searching for grant money closer to home. I'm going to teach you the low-hanging fruit. Two of our Purpose Pioneers are right in the middle of this. One of them has already applied, and one of them has been invited to apply. I'll tell you more about her. So call your city manager. Write this down. This is your first homework right now. Call your city manager and ask him who oversees community development block grant money. Who oversees community development block grant? And they'll all know CDBG. It's like the most common acronym they know. It's money from the feds that comes locally. So your local community decides what the needs are with youth, with seniors, with veterans, with renewable energy, with technology. So you can weave your proposal around what they need. So that's happening right now. And we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. Some municipalities get hundreds of millions, some get 20 millions. And that's every single year. So that's right now. And then look for foundation and corporate grant money sources. Discover private and public foundation. One of our purpose pioneers, because he's out in the community, he's been known. He had a newspaper article. The TV station did a tour of the house he got donated through our charitable giving of real estate that veterans are living in now. And the community foundation sent him a $5,000 grant because of the work he's doing in the community. So get out there, and there's so many funding sources in grant money. Corporate funders. Corporate America, now you talk about $1 trillion in grant money. Cause marketing has become a $1 trillion annual business. Corporate America, it knows it's a wise business strategy. So not only are they doing cause marketing, many of them have set up foundations. Home Depot Foundation. Many of our purpose pioneers not only has Home Depot Foundation help them, they bring in Team Depot. 100 volunteers show up with all the materials and the news and the media, and they're helping do the rehab on our transitional facility for women veterans. So corporate funders are a good one to go to too. Now you say, okay, that's great, seeing where all of it is. The next step is we're going to start learning how to follow the blueprint to grant money success. I want you to now understand the grant language, okay? We're getting into when you find that grant, okay? When you find the RFP or the NOFA, we'll go into that. So there's going to be building and renovation plans. That's a $3 million grant. They're a purpose pioneer. Capital support, in-kind or matching money. They might say, okay, you've got a Veterans Administration grant looking for matching money. They'll provide the matching money because they're leveraging their money to do something great. Conferences and seminars, many funders want you to be a part of their annual CDFI, Community Development Financial Institution. That's a nonprofit bank. Every one of you can be applying through the Department of Treasury to become a bank. I became one. I don't have the skills and the knowledge, but I had the purpose. I had the community of people that couldn't get loans. I had the need out there, and I had people who believed in what we're doing. And I knew through my grant money generator system, I knew how to write the grant. The writing of the grant is easy. I'm going to show you that. It's the finding it. And that's what we're going to spend some time on. Consulting services. You guys, through your nonprofit corporation, you can provide consulting services to other nonprofits, to the business community. When we first, and I'll tell you more about this, how I got involved, but when we provided training on the Americans with Disabilities Act to cities, to municipalities, and how to be accessible, we charge consulting fees. So there's continuation grants that'll keep going. There are employee matching gifts, fellowships, general operating expenses, matching funds, program development, research. I'm going to hang on to this for a minute. Research. I'm going to share with you in a little bit my story and where it led me, the research. The agency that we got the research funding from, it's a federal agency, the National Institute of Disability Rehab and Research. Their mission is so broad, and they this year were given $2.5 billion, $2.5 billion to grant out. And one of my young gals that I mentored and moved to DC and got a fellowship and is now one of the deputy dogs, one of the main people at the big federal agency, sent me a note last week. They just got a 50% increase in that one division. That means 1.25 billion was added that they need to grant out this year. You can do research on the healthcare work if it's integrated. Do young kids stay in school longer when they have art and music? Do you see what I'm saying with animals? The power of bringing service animals to people that are hurting, people with PTSD, people with disabilities, and do research and showing the kind of impact it's made. Research can be done with every one of your projects. Scholarship funds, seed money, technical assistance. So I wanted to share some insider secrets with you. Being a grant reviewer was the best training I had. I wrote grants, I funded all my nonprofits, I had huge teams, huge staff that were paid through the grant money. Then I became a grant reviewer in Washington, D.C., Department of Education, Department of Treasury. We spent 3 days going through mountains full of proposals. And these are the insider secrets that many of us reviewers started saying. First of all, excite the reviewers. I had one of our Purpose Pioneers I was talking to yesterday that we're doing a funding proposal on, and he said, well, I don't have a grant writer, it's new with us. And I said, good. And he said, and I don't know how to do technical writing. I said, great. I said, I'm going to show you, and I'll show you guys tonight. I'm the queen of cut and paste. I'm very proud of it. The proposals where folks try to get too fancy dancy and all the statistics and according to this. And after you've read 89 mountains of proposals, I'm like, it's like blah, 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 blah. You want to paint a picture. We're going to create a center. We're going to bring people in aging out of foster care. We're going to provide financial literacy counseling. We're going to bring a peer support group together. Now I'm seeing it. I can see what you're developing, what you're asking for, the money. So make sure it's easy to read and understand. Have a clear rationale and objectives that fit the funder priorities. And then communicate the importance of the topic. One of our Purpose Pioneers, and we just had a mastermind meeting 2 weeks ago. It's the most powerful think tank mastermind I've ever been a part of. One of the couples, they have a nonprofit in Colorado, and they're foster parents, and they've been foster parents for a long time, and they see what's happening in the foster care community. The parents that are burning out, they're losing, they don't have enough parents for the kids. And talk about the importance of their topic. When the fundraiser last week, when the lieutenant governor, everybody wants to be a part of it, 14 children a day go into foster care in Colorado alone. That's a pretty staggering statistic. So that's your well-communicated importance of topic. And there's 50% less parents right now that they need. And by next year, the explosion of kids in foster care, that's pretty well communicated. So, and then talk about your outcomes. We're going to increase the support for foster parents. We're going to be able to provide the resources to get the foster kids what they need. And we're going to work with foster kids that are aging out to be peers to help the younger foster kids while teaching them leadership, financial literacy. Do you understand? See? And then talk about the pitfalls. That always popped out at us when people not trying to solve the world problems. I'm gonna do away with hunger, and I'm asking for 50,000. I'm bringing no employees. That's not very realistic. That's not a business solution to this. Address the pitfalls. Talk about what could go wrong. And then talk about how you're going to disseminate the results. Okay, we're doing this great foster care program, and we're going to take the results to the state foster care continuum. We're going to work hand in hand with the Department of Health. You start talking about now how you're going to take this forward and really bring the solution across the state and across the country. Talk about your directors, people you have, and the biggest thing, you'll just not believe this, the number one reason grants don't get funded is folks don't follow the simple rules. There's like how many copies to put in. Do you collate them or do you not collate them? When's the due date? What time is the due date? So we're going to go over that because now it's time for show me the money. So let's get into the meat of what a proposal looks like. Before we do that, I see we have so many new folks on with us, you guys, and this is so exciting to grow the movement of people that are saying, we the people, we can no longer sit back and complain about the government, about how things aren't working. We are the government. We are the people. So I want to share with you a little bit how I got started. And I got started the hard way, literally. For those of you that don't know, 30-some years ago, we lived an all-American dream and had a family, 2 baby boys, and I was out riding my ATV 3-wheeler on a Saturday while my husband was with the boys, and I had a horrible accident. He got a knock on the door, called the ambulance, sure he's bleeding from the head. He got down to the scene of the accident, and no matter how many times I tell this, supporting families. One of our Purpose Pioneers has a husband who's a veteran in a wheelchair, and she came to us saying, "You've got to support the families. All the support goes to them, but to me." And to think about my husband Tracy come to the scene of the accident and the last 20 feet crawling on his hands and knees because I was laying in a pool of blood, bleeding from my nose, my mouth, my ears. I can't imagine having that. And the paramedics arrived and called me DOA. They could find no pulse. And in the ambulance, shocking me to bring me back to life. And as they sat in the intensive care unit, the emergency room, my family were there, and they called in the chaplain, took him to the quiet room and said, "She's not going to live." And a few hours later, because they couldn't get me stabilized, the neurosurgeon came and talked to him and said, "If she's a fighter, she has a 50-50 chance." And my family said, "Get a room ready." You guys, what a great triumphant change from tragedy. Because I had to relearn everything. It's not like the movies where I just woke up and went, "Hey guys." I had to learn how to swallow. I lay in intensive care for weeks, and they said I was in a coma. I knew everything that was going on. I couldn't respond. I was trapped in a body that couldn't respond. And so as I started letting them know I was in there, I didn't just get up and walk away. I had to spend years learning how to swallow, to talk, to walk, to write. But through that, I learned what we take for granted. And I learned that nothing is impossible. I learned how to tap into the power of my mind. And every one of you has that. There are no limits. The limits are just here. The limits were from all the noise people are telling us. It's time to surround yourself with like-minded folks that know there are limits, and we're moving forward with this. I did lay there and ask, why me? Sound familiar? I've met so many of you and talked to so many of you on the phone that have gone through divorces, gone through bankruptcy, lost a child, have a husband that's a veteran, that's disabled. They're all the time asking, why? Why? I did. But that didn't change anything. My mentor sat by me every day in the intensive care unit. And one day said, girl, I know you know I've been here every day. I thought, yeah. He said, and I know you're angry. I thought, boy, do you have no idea. Because I was living a great life. I was doing everything right. I had 2 baby boys. We were responsible and damn with the car payment and house payment, right? And he said, you know, instead of lay there and have your pity party and say, why me, why me? Medically, they can't explain why you lived. It's time to ask what? What's my purpose? That was a defining moment in my life. I took that what, and I came back from acute rehabilitation after a year, and I set up a support group to help other folks in intensive care, to help other families, give them hope. And we turned that into a nonprofit. And from there, started building other groups. And I was elected president of our National Disability Organization in Washington, D.C. Now, guys, I could barely walk or talk, but I had a purpose. I had learned the power of my mind. I didn't listen to all the noise and naysayers out there. I knew nothing was impossible. And you guys, with the money that's out there, there's nothing you can't do with us beside you hand in hand. Because at that time, I didn't know anything about Congress, funding. I didn't even know what Congress was. I wasn't involved in any of that. But when you're doing great things like every one of you with us tonight, every one of you that are going to take action and move forward and live the greatest life you've never even dreamed of having this great of a life. I've been so blessed. People want to be part of it. People gravitate to you. If you're at your Bible study, if you're at your Rotary Club, if you're at your realtor meeting, and you start talking about, I just started a nonprofit, and we're going to empower the lives of young adults transitioning out of foster care. We're going to bring together a one-stop center for veterans with healing in it. We're going to bring renewable energy to this country. We're going to take our technology and develop assistive technology. We're going to work with seniors. When you're doing that, folks want to be part of it because we live in the greatest country in the world. We have a very great group of Americans that want to make a difference. They don't know how. And so you take the lead, you're opening a pathway for them. So with me, I met Jim Brady. And for you young millennials, he was the press secretary for President Reagan that took a bullet in his head for our president. And he was sitting in the back bedroom like the rest of us, either institutions or nursing homes, because there was nothing for us. There were no curb cuts. We couldn't even get out if we wanted to, right? And so Jim came in, finally called him, sitting in D.C. with an office full of boxes, scared to death, sitting there and saying, my job is to bring us more visible. I need to work with Congress. I don't know anything about that. And went on and I said, Jim, do you think you can help me? You guys, he leaned back in his wheelchair. He looks at me and smiles and goes, honey, if I could sell President Reagan to the American public for 8 years, I can help you. What an amazing journey to have somebody who knew how to get in the backstage with people in seats of power. So working with Jim, working with Gary, our first bill in Congress that I knew nothing about, but I had purpose. I believed. I knew the power of the mind. We got $20 million in free money to fund 4 regional brain injury centers that we said in the legislation that we, people with brain injuries, and our families had to serve on the boards. So it wasn't things done for us without us. We always said nothing about us without us. The people you're serving need to be driving this whole project. So that fund that I got, that's where the $2.5 billion is, that just got a 50% increase a week ago for grant money to go to all of you guys. And if you notice, even behind my wall, I got to give a shout out to Brandon. We have the greatest team in the world. You've met Derek. Brandon set up and hung up my pictures, my pride and joy with Harrison Ford. You got to have fun along the way. I always say if it's not fun, we're not doing it. And so building a nonprofit corporation, getting in money that never has to pay back, working with folks to bring solutions to empower them and lift them up, and then being able to work with people like Harrison Ford. And we did a movie regarding Henry. And to get a poster, every one of you can have a poster that says, to Fred, to Sally, to Ralph. Mine says, to Sherry, thanks for all you've done, Harrison Ford. So it's a ton of fun. My tragedy to triumph went from starting that one nonprofit, another one. We led a civil rights movement for people with disabilities. You guys, we were a group with no money, no political power, no voice, but we believed, and we brought solutions that were good for us. We didn't sit back. If we sat back and whined about the government, we'd still be in the institutions and nursing homes. We led. Every one of you can lead tonight in bringing solutions to all of the things that are broken right now. We created the Americans with Disabilities Act because that changed the world literally. I took one of our purpose pioneers to Washington, D.C. a while back, and we met with some of the federal agencies because they're ready for that kind of funding. And we went by the Harkins building, and I said, the Hart building where the Senate meet has offices. And I said, wait. And I said, stop. We stopped in the street, and they're looking at me, and I said, 25 years ago, we had to all gather in the street, and they had to come downstairs and meet us in the street. And now there's a beautiful ramp. We walked into the building. That's the kind of change. I'm telling you, the power of grant money leads us to that systemic change. And that's what this is about. We know about the social consciousness and the shift, but you talk to some of the leaders in that, and I'm on a lot of the transformational councils and things. Okay, there's a shift. Now, how do we really make systemic change? How long-lasting change? Well, I'm not sure. You've got to get involved. You've got to lead a nonprofit and get so much money that you have money to go to the Capitol and take 5 van loads with you and start educating legislators. With us, you guys, $130 million and counting. We did the $20 million for the brain injury centers with $500,000. The National Head Injury Foundation, we first started, we had $5 million in funding. Then we had a Disability Resource Center with $2 million. Southwest Center in Colorado, $2 million in funding. We even did an Enchanted Arts and Entertainment with $100,000 funding. My baby that I'm so proud of, San Juan Center for Independence in New Mexico with $11 million in funding and growing. I've served on the boards for many, many nonprofits. During that time, we received over $90 million in funding. So all that funding led to systemic change, led to people building their career in nonprofit businesses versus for-profit businesses. So I've advised, consulted all over the country. The bottom line, I'm going to show you how you can access all the grant money that you'll ever need to make impact, to live a very abundant life, to help others, to lift up our economy in this country, and live a life you've never dreamed of. So I want you to, now listen, I want you to listen to this, hear this. What is grant money? I have so many people tell me, oh, we're not going to get involved with the government. We're not taking money from them. Grant money is your money. It comes from your tax dollars. Think about that. It's your money. So doesn't it make sense for you to take your money, our tax dollars, and do something that makes sense with it instead of building more bureaucracy. That's what's happening right now. That's why tonight is a very powerful training. The grant money is available like it's never been before. Now, we always add humor. We live by humor. It's just gently recycled by the government, right? So what's a grant? It's an award of money, product, service that does never have to be paid back. Remember, I told you that? I keep that in your mind. So now I know you have your pen and paper out. So I want you to put it next to you now. And I want you to write down the answer to this question. And I want you to keep it right beside you, whether you're in your office, wherever you are. I want you to answer, what is your passion? What is your passion? What is your project? What's been burning inside you? Or what's coming up right now? Write that down on your piece of paper. Many, many folks in our mastermind group, Purpose Pioneers, are working in areas of devastation. And boy, have we had a lot. Houston, Florida, Puerto Rico, Las Vegas, the school shootings. Think about the devastation our country's facing. It's the nonprofit corporations that are getting grant money to go in and rebuild their communities. Who better to rebuild it than you in your own community? Renewable energy. All the things that are going on in this country with solar, with wind farms, with all the different technologies. The power of the nonprofit, working with Department of Energy, working with the Environmental Protection Agency, working with them, getting funding from them, and then sitting with them at the table and looking at what policy this allows us to bring the greatness to create that paradigm shift and change it. That's what we did. Kids, our kids are lost right now. Our kids are lost. Our kids don't have hope. What kind of greatness can we provide through our nonprofit corporation to bring in a youth entrepreneurial training, to get that grant funding and do an after-school program to bring music and arts back in? What about our food insecurity? What about the way our food is delivered? What about what we talk about getting to organic, bringing in aquaponics, a whole new way? 1 out of 2 people in this country has cancer. Why? Let's start looking at our food. So the food insecurity, and how many kids go to bed hungry every night. The statistics are staggering. You can do something in that. You can bring a solution in that research money, that billions and billions of dollars. Looking at breast cancer, 2 of our greatest purpose pioneers are leading a movement, not a nonprofit. That's the start. They're leading a movement to bring supports and services to people that have gone through cancer. If they told us at the mastermind, cancer used to be a death sentence, now people are living, but there's no infrastructure. They're living in loneliness. Their whole world's changed. They can't do the same employment. They're moving. They are out. Their doctors, the medical community are involved in their nonprofit because of what they're doing. Autism. How many of you have siblings with autism? You have kids, grandkids with autism? There's not any supports. They're supported when they're in school. They turn 21, sitting in back bedrooms, playing video games, living in back bedrooms. They have such genius. We need to bring them in to bring solutions to America in technology and their greatness. Those are the kind of things you can do. Working with animals. We have several purpose pioneers. One doing phenomenal with an equestrian center, bringing kids with disabilities in to work with animals, to work with balance and teach leadership and all the things that come with that. We have another purpose pioneer who provides service animals to people in need. Beautiful thing. And she takes rescue animals. She doesn't breed and big fancy dancy things. She takes rescue animals. So all the folks that are working in the devastated areas, talk about all the animals that have been left behind, working with the nonprofit that brings animals in, working with our seniors, working with our veterans. It is criminal, and I'm going to say it loud. We should never be able to say that 22 veterans a day commit suicide. That's wrong. When are we going to put a stop to it? When are we all going to come together tonight and build nonprofits that are led by veterans, that lead a movement to figure out what they need when they come home, not us doing it for them? So look again at your paper. Whatever your passion is, whatever your purpose is, what did you write down? I want you to know there are no wrong answers. One common thread, whatever your passion is, the power of purpose can help me get this. Now, you guys say it out loud, and your families in the rooms are going to be going, what are they doing? They have lost it. Have some fun with it. On the count of 3, let's say it and believe it, because we're in this to make paradigm shifts, to let you gain the education so you can live abundance. You love what you're doing. You're making a difference. You're bringing solutions. So on 3, we're going to say this together. 1, 2, 3. The power of purpose can help me get this. So now, let's talk about some of our purpose pioneers. They're doing this through grant funding. They're doing it through charitable giving of real estate, all the diversified funding. Working on right now, the grant money. The grant money, the $3 million that was brought to us for affordable housing, eco-friendly, renewable energy, veterans. We just met with the former secretary of the Veterans Administration today. So we walk the walk too. We're out connecting. It was the most phenomenal meeting. We're putting projects together. He's opening doors for you guys all over the country. Our purpose pioneers, they're doing veterans projects. We were able to talk about the 4 different states to start with. He was the president of the National Veterans Administrators. He's going to connect us and get us in the door with them. So I'm telling you, seniors, youth, healthcare, changing what's happening in healthcare. So it's not, we talk about alternative medicine. I can't wait till this country calls it complementary. You know, it's integrative, it's complementary, it's hand in hand. Housing counseling, financial literacy. Look at all these projects our students are doing: autism, vocational training, youth empowerment, financial literacy, disability center, transitional living, wellness center that is bringing in the different modalities. So you guys, you can get paid to live your passion. And I'm going to give you a real example. Jess wrote the proposal. I've lived it. $75,000 salary for 3/4 time with grant money. $6,000 a year health care for a whole family. $6,000 a year into 401k or IRA. $120,000 a year expense account. Gosh, that's $10,000 a month to be able to grow and go to Washington, D.C. and go to your state capitol, go meet with your legislators as you grow in this. $6,000 a year car payment. You're out there, you're taking your car, you're doing all these things. $500 a month car payment written into your grant money. You're in nonprofit business, $12,000 a year for your business expenses, your laptop, all the different things that come along with running a business. Your office lease, deciding how big you need the office space, right? That's grant money. The $25,000 a year for a full-time assistant, grant money. You guys, $298,000 in grant money to build that corporation that allows you to quit your job, to leave a job you don't like, keep your job and work part-time in here and hire an executive director but you're building a business. So my passion 20 years ago, I worked in the country with the first center that was set up for a nonprofit to help people with disabilities, run by people with disabilities. We grew into over 800 centers. We're all funded with grant money from $250,000 a year to $40 million a year. That's possible, and that's doable, and that's going to happen with each one of you that are ready to take action. I started it with only $100,000 seed money, a grant for $100,000, just a little peer support program. That grew into $2 million in funding annually in the very beginning. So I'm here to tell you, if we can do it, every one of you can do it. Every one of you. So now let's talk about bringing your project alive. The number one secret, it's all about connecting. To go find that grant funding, people ask me, well, how do you find grant money? You connect. We talked about that earlier. To really write these down, you guys, this is my grant money generator system. I've done it for 30-some years. Our students are doing it all over the country. This is a system we've developed helping hundreds and thousands of nonprofits around the country. First of all, research to identify an agency. I meet with business leaders that don't even know we have state agencies, we have agents in aging, we have children, youth, and families, we have Department of Energy. Find out what agency really fits with where you're at. Schedule a meeting to talk to someone, just like we do today. And people ask me how? You pick up the phone, you dial their number, and you call them. And then get to know what the agency's about before you go in. And then start looking at some specific funds. Ask about the CDBG funds when you meet with the city development director, and get connected with your legislators. I can't say that enough. So now diving into the meat of it. Now you've connected, you've met locally, you met with state legislators, you're understanding state agencies. They don't have grants.gov for the state or for local. It's about connecting. So now there's two things you need to remember. This is very important. Write this down. Your requirements for completing the grant proposal are spelled out in the request for proposal, RFP, or a notice of funding availability, NOFA, which says that's a guideline. So that's why I tell you, I am so proud to be called the queen of cut and paste, because your RFP, when you meet with the city and they say, we have RFPs coming out next week, or they just came out last week, let me get you a copy of it. That RFP is your business plan. It says, we want a center created that serves low-income communities and brings community empowerment. And you cut and paste and say, we're creating a center that brings, you see what I'm saying? So the RFP and the NOFA are the most important things for you to get. And that has the guidelines in it. The key things for you guys to focus on right now, because our purpose planners will get their first RFP and it's like 50 pages, 43 of it are legalese, blah, 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 boilerplate. They're doing every contract, right? There's 3 or 4 pages that are the actual RFP saying, here's what we want, here's what we're looking for, the things for you to focus on to save time. When I thanked you for taking your time tonight as our most valuable resource, who's qualified to apply? And 99% of them say nonprofit corporations. That's why I said from the beginning talking about the entity you need to be ready to take all those trillions of dollars. And then when's the deadline? Look and see. That'll be right at the very beginning. And you want to see, is it due tomorrow? Okay, I'm not going to spend a week putting this thing together. Then you're going to know. And then they're always written with a defined objective. whether they want to bring more affordable housing, whether they want to bring supports to kids aging out of foster care, whether they want to bring in services and supports for veterans. So your job is, how is your program in your nonprofit going to achieve that objective, and how could it state how it's going to do it in a clear way, okay? So you're going to want to start thinking about that. And this is very powerful. This is, again, very powerful from Insider Secret, who's been a grant reviewer, writing to the point. And you say, well, what's that mean? When you look at the RFP, it even gives you a point system. Said, okay, we're going to give you 40 points if you put together a good budget. We're going to do 20 points for your narrative and 10 points for your evaluation. And you look at the points because they're all different. And you want to spend the most time on the one that has the biggest points, because that's how we score and get for your proposals funded. We score them according to the points, and one with the highest points wins. So make sure you look at the point system, and then figure out how you're going to measure your impact, okay? Again, like I said, not something unrealistic where we're going to solve the world's hunger problem. You're going to focus on, we're going to bring in 3 middle schools. We're going to bring in the 5th grade classes. Make it where you can really measure the impact that you're focusing on. And number one reason, I said before, follow the instructions. You guys, it'll tell you every single thing in the RFP or NOFA, how it needs to be filed, how long it needs to be, what documents you need to submit, how to order it, how many copies to send. The deadline is very important. We've had Purpose Pioneers who almost lost it because they got there 11:59. It was due at 12. So the deadline's important. So why do some get funded? Because they serve an unserved or underserved population, or you provide a service that's not currently available, or that can take money we're spending, our tax dollars, and redirect it to empower folks and bring economic impact. Or you're going to collaborate with other nonprofits. You guys, in our mastermind, our Purpose Pioneers, 4 of them now are getting together from 4 different states and collaborating on a big proposal. So the power of coming together, very different than a for-profit, where a for-profit, everybody you see is competition. The nonprofit world, it's collaboration. And you want to bring something new, something innovative to the table. So here's our boilerplate budget. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I just want you to look at it. Last week on our mastermind, we meet once a week on our mastermind, we spent an hour and a half going over the budget. Because now people are putting projects together, they're getting ready to submit it. The budget is important. As a grant reviewer, we would gravitate to the budget first. Are you really going to be able to achieve what you said with the money you requested? You got to have people on staff, not a volunteer team. So if you look at the budget, we've included personnel, employee benefits, travel to be able to go do, and then operating costs. It's a nonprofit business. You're going to have rent, phone, printing, IT, internet, all that. So that's what you want to put all of the line items in your budget. And in my grant money generator system, we use these line items for every grant we apply for, whether it's 5,000, 500,000, 5 million. We use those line items. So remember, it's a journey. It's so worth it. The proposal preparation, it's a process. And it's fun because you're painting a picture. Then all of a sudden your project's coming alive because you're now thinking about the budget going, wow, I need 4 staff. I need administrative assistants sitting at the front desk. Oh, I'm going to need 4 offices for them to do financial literacy. You really start painting that picture as you're doing your proposal. It takes time, preparation, but you're going to reap enormous financial rewards for your nonprofit organization and for you and your family, your community, and those you serve. Not only are you going to make a difference with your efforts, you guys, you're going to create a legacy. I'm so proud to be able to say, I have a legacy. And that's what people, when you die, people are, they're talking about that fancy house you had or that airplane or the wealth you created. What did you do in life? What did you do to make a difference? What was your purpose in life? It's time to start asking those kind of things because this country needs us. This world needs us. We need some systemic changes badly. And that's why I'm so passionate about getting all of you guys involved and being with you every step of the way. Our purpose pioneers are out making the biggest impact in this world that I ever would have imagined. The programs you create today, you guys are going to have a lasting impact on the communities you serve, and they're going to be around long after you're gone. So enjoy this journey. It's the most amazing journey you can ever experience. And it's not just about the money. You know, partly for the money because you make more money quickly than any other investment or business you set out to do. Our purpose pioneers are living proof of it. It's not just me that's done it. We have people all over the country that are doing projects around the world. More importantly, if you guys want to give back, then you're not just doing it for the money. The power of purpose and the grant funding in your nonprofit, it lets you live your passion and it fulfills the total you. I've never felt the kind of fulfillment I feel when I'm taking one of the elders down a 90-mile dirt road who lived in a nursing home. I met her in a hospital gown and tied to a bar, and now she's going home, and her grandkids are waiting for her, and that's the fulfillment that you can never measure in dollars. So it's time to take action. You guys, government, our tax dollars, private foundation, angel investors, individuals are giving away more grant money than ever in the history of our country. Ever. There are no limits. Now is the best time to tap into the wealth of grant money available and start living your passion while you're helping change the world in a very powerful, long-lasting way. I told you about one of our purpose pioneers. This is Tim. Tim leads a nonprofit in Iowa. Tim serves veterans. Tim's had multi-millions dollars worth of real estate donated. He got a $1.5 million nursing home donated with the vision and the plan, and veterans all with him, hand in hand, saying, we need a transitional living center, bringing in telehealth, bringing in supports for us to help us transition. So as Tim and I went through exactly what we're showing you, exactly, started connecting, we met with the Iowa Finance Authority. And the gentleman there, Jerry, said, he looked over at us and he said, let's keep it simple. We just got $3 million in exactly for a project like this, and we'd love to support you. 95% of it is site control and having the property, and you have it free and clear. He's already been down to see him. $3 million for a renovation. That's the kind of money that we're talking about that's out there. There's not enough entrepreneurs, nonprofit business leaders, nonprofit corporations. There's not enough to access all the funding that's coming out to bring business common sense solutions. You've lived it. You've had your journey in life. You know better than anyone else how to bring supports around the journey that you went through, around the kids that are around you that have autism, your grandkids, your kids, all the veterans that are best friends with our kids, or that are older and living in a nursing home that could be part of rebuilding America. So my question to you guys is, who of you is going to be our next purpose pioneer? I showed you Tim, what he's doing. I've talked about Pat and Terry and Martha and Tamara, and I could go Benny, and I mean Raj. I mean, bringing innovative, patented technology for telehealth. He set up a nonprofit to do this funding. So who of you will be our next purpose pioneer? We have a mastermind from the Power Purpose. You guys, it's your best chance to work with the most socially conscious minds in the country. You can share strategies, we're forming partnerships, lasting a lifetime. And it started with 4 simple goals in mind. Goal 1, bring together the greatest minds in this new, exciting, socially enterprise-based economy to share strategies, offer advice, reveal what's working, what's not working. We meet in person several times a year. We connect every week on a webinar. Man, we're so connected. We have so many resources. Goal 2, this is happening to nurture a coalition between all of us that increases the level of individual success, and it shifts the paradigm collectively, creating an everlasting impact in the world. I've lived it. I lived it when 30-some years ago, our only option was a nursing home or an institution. And we created a movement. You can do the same thing. Together, we will. The Chemo Buddies are doing that with cancer survivors. Tim's doing that with veterans and leading the way. He met with the Iowa legislature today. I can't wait to talk to him about what happened. They asked him to present. They called him and invited him to present what he's doing. And they're going to open up the pathways to funding. So goal 3, we're going to create a support group of socially conscious entrepreneurs who each intimately understand the struggles, the challenges, the joys of building a lasting enterprise where no brother or sister is ever left behind ever again. Goal 4, we're creating a much needed peer accountability group. I'm telling you, we hold each other's feet to the fire so that we can live the highest station in life. You're going to get early access in the insights. We're known for figuring out new innovative strategies long before anyone else. At the last mastermind 2 weeks ago, 2 new funding streams that are going to blow your socks off. We're going to do more trainings on that the Purpose Pioneers are implementing into their nonprofit business. So we're going to show you those innovative new strategies. Some of them we bring to everyone. Some of them, the mastermind members of Purpose Pioneers are the only one that sees it. So you get a massive advantage. Intimate connection. We know how powerful our relationships are. Then we have a member services concierge. We're always there with you. Whatever you need, we're here to help. Our VIP concierge team, they're here to answer your questions, get you the resources you need, and they keep all of us connected. So the accountability. So you guys join our mastermind, become a purpose pioneer. Let's take this to a whole nother level, and let's bring such greatness to the people that are hurting in our country. Let's bring in the empowerment models, not a welfare model. You guys have the solutions. So are you ready to be our next purpose pioneer? One of the things we're going to do is offer something we've never done before. We want you to go apply. Everybody's encouraged to apply. Now, we can't take everyone. So we take applications only, and then our purpose consultants will get with you and grill you and we know the synergy of a mastermind is part. We know people that are doers. We know people that are action takers are the most successful. So go apply at thepowerofpurpose.com/mastermind. There's more details about it. Those of you want to talk to Brandon and Carissa, call right now. Brand 505-375-0345 or 505-333-8598. Now I'm going to share those numbers with you again because what I want to announce is the bonus we put together. You ready? I see a lot of folks ready for this one. This is the best bonus around, hands down, the best bonus we've ever offered. Free attendance for you and a guest. And that's your choice. Business partner, colleague, significant other, wife, child. You can bring them with you to live training, the Power Summit. It's a $997 value. So everyone that applies right now, only tonight, apply right now, you're going to be coming to our Power Summit. So look what all our Power Summit's going to be about. You'll meet so many of our Purpose Pioneers, we'll have panels with them talking about what they're doing. And here's what you're going to learn. To join us, to be part of this movement that's taking the world by storm. You're going to learn how to create your own 501 See Me Make Many, how to get paid $100,000 to live your passion, even if it's just part-time, and how to achieve financial freedom working your nonprofit with your for-profit. We're going to share so much real estate riches by helping others. You can learn how to turn that vacant property that's an eyesore into a community success story. You can become a magnet for free real estate. You're going to learn the 7 best sources of all the different kinds of funding that's out there. How to generate money on autopilot. Create your own ATM machine. And the top 10 ways to market your nonprofit so that you become a hero in your community. So we're going to spend 3-day hands-on with me and the most powerful team I've ever had the honor and privilege of working with, the Power of Purpose team. Amazing group of purpose-driven entrepreneurs. Tax deductible, check with accountant, bring someone for free. So that right now, if you apply tonight, you will be sent 2 tickets to our Power Summit, and it's going to be May 4th through 6th. That's not very long, as fast as time is going. So get online, make a phone call, invest in your future. Put the Power Purpose money to work for you. Learn step by step how to get paid to live your passion and change the world. Create financial freedom by matching your nonprofit with your for-profit. Now is the time. Never, ever been a better time. So all of you that apply, go online right now. You're going to be coming to our Power Summit. You're going to meet the most phenomenal philanthropists, billionaires, investors, state agency directors, legislators, other nonprofit leaders, all of our purpose pioneers. So go apply at thepowerofpurpose.com/mastermind. Now Brandon and Carissa are ready. They're already getting some calls. Call 2 numbers you can call. Call and talk to them. Get your application in there. Call tonight. 505-375-0345 or 505-333-8598. Now,
All right,
Derek,
I want you guys to recap that. First of all, what an amazing web training, Grant Money Generator. So glad for all of you to be on with us tonight. But something that we just wanted to offer to all of you out there for taking the time to join us, just for applying. This is application only with our mastermind. We get with our purpose consultants. They review the applications and work with us, Sherry, myself, and the team, okay, on selecting people to join our mastermind. But something just for allowing yourself to be vetted, right, to be grilled a little bit, okay, by our purpose consultants. We would like to just extend that offer to all of you on tonight. Free tickets to the Power Summit, our next live event coming up in May, and to sweeten the pot. We talked about this a minute ago. I just wanted to jump on something that's really cool. And we're just starting to get this engaged with our Purpose Pioneers right now. We're really starting to push them into this year for applying for lots of grant funding, lots of grant money out there this year, because there's more than we've ever seen before, ever. It's essentially doubled in just the last 8 years. It's incredible, okay? So the first 10 applicants that are selected to join our mastermind, okay, the first 10, their first grant they submit will be personally reviewed by Sherry, Mom here, and the team before submission. So once again, we talk about you have one of the top grant reviewers, not just grant seekers, right, and generating grant money, $130 million plus, but also one of the top grant reviewers in the country who reviewed multi-million dollar grants from Washington, D.C. over the country. So now with joining our mastermind, after selection, your first grant selection will be reviewed by us, the Power Purpose team. For just the first 10, because with our mastermind, we're pushing a lot of our Purpose Pioneers, those in our mastermind, a lot this year into getting grants and applying for grants. We have them, a lot of them are getting millions of dollars right now. We can only look at doing this for 10 because the review process takes a little bit of bandwidth for us as a team. But again, we want to extend an offer to you for those that are selected and become our next Purpose Pioneers. Our Purpose Pioneers, those who are trailblazing the frontier of social enterprise with us at the Power of Purpose. That's who they are. And I can't wait to see who our next Purpose Pioneers are going to be.
wow, Derek, this, I'm really not been this fired up in a long time when I see the grant money, and I built my career. I built a movement. I got to be a part of growing from one nonprofit to 800 nonprofits that all access grant money, our money, and brought solutions that made sense. Looking at the questions, looking at the comments, looking at the input, oh my gosh, what this group right here could do, we could literally change the world. We could bring prison recidivism to zero by providing supports for folks that come out of prison. We could do away with the juvenile justice system by bringing funding to nonprofits to bring such great resources to our kids where they're empowered, they're full of life, they have hope, they see a future, they believe in themselves. Veterans, bringing them back, that they lead a movement to talk about how to transition back into life, how to deal with some of the things that are going on. The cancer, 1 out of 2 people has cancer, and to have our Purpose Pioneers creating a movement that's rallying this country with building the infrastructure and support for people who have gone through that. Now, today, Derek, our meeting with the regional small business administration director also. I mean, just the resources, they're talking billions. Everywhere we go, they've got this many billion, they do this many billion. Guys, really, now is the time. Go apply. So everybody that applies, and we do application only, and you can talk to our Purpose Pioneers, we've got the most synergistic group of people that'll be connected for life. They're building their nonprofit businesses together and helping each other and staying connected every day on Facebook. On the page, I see like 98 different comments going, oh, this happened. Oh, I did this. How'd you do this? They're building a movement that's so powerful. So we can't take everyone, but we love for everyone to apply. Just because we can't accept NASA doesn't mean in 3 months we don't contact you again. So apply. Go apply at thepowerpurpose.com/mastermind, and we'll send you tickets. We want you at the Power Summit. We just did the Purpose Summit in November. Incredible. When you have a room full of people that are all about their passion and have a purpose and have their business hats on. It's not a bake sale charity. We're not going to get on that fundraising treadmill. We're not going to have a volunteer staff that we can never rely on. We're going to teach you and bring you into the mastermind to lead you through building a business that's going to be around long after you're gone, and that makes such a difference. So Derek, everybody that applies, they're going to be at the Power Summit with us. And if you guys call Brandon, call Carissa, their numbers 505-375-0345. One number. Or another one, if that one's busy, 505-333-8598.
Right. If you want to go to the website and apply there, you guys, go ahead. If you want to apply over the phone, talk to Purpose Consultants now, call them. If it's busy, leave a voicemail. They'll get back to you. I know there's already a lot of traffic coming in. I just got an update. So keep trying throughout the night. They'll be on the phones for the rest of the evening for the next couple hours. And you can leave a voicemail, then get back to you as well. And also you can go to the webpage, thepowerpurpose.com/mastermind. And once again, just for applying, right, as a gift to us for applying and also for allowing us to vet the best of the best. We do look to keep our mastermind intimate and smaller for a lot of just great reasons about the networking, the connecting, so we can really devote more of our time and energy resources to that small central group. And you also get to meet our top purpose pioneers. But we want to give you those tickets to the Power Summit coming up in May, just for applying and for just sharing your interest with us. And we know you're stepping forward to make a big difference out there for yourself, for the cause, need, people you're looking to serve. And that's just a little token of our appreciation. So just by applying, free tickets, those are yours. And I can't wait to see for our top 10, once again, something special, what we're talking about, Grant Money Generator. We'll review your first grant application before you submit it to the funder.
I love that, man. I love that, guys. That's worth more than we can even write down. To have a team who spent 30-some years, many of us, doing this our whole career, made a huge impact, lived a life of abundance, had a great time, got to meet the most amazing people, working with Harrison Ford, helping set up a nonprofit with Matt Sorum, who was the drummer for Guns N' Roses. I mean, it's a ton of fun. And being able to review your grants, I love that one. The top 10 that are selected. Man, we're, like I told you, with Pat and Terry, all they did is get the word out there, connect, tell the community. They were doing a fundraiser. They were bringing the community together because of the dilemma in the foster care community. And their community rallied. The state leaders rallied. The state legislators rallied. And the funding agency for the city they live in contacted them and said, we'd love to meet with you on next Friday. We've got an RFP. You guys are all educated now. You know what that is. Request for a proposal for CDBG funds, Community Development Block Grant, that we'd like to go over with you. You guys, when we talked to Pat, they actually went through the grant application, the RFP with her, pointed out different things that were to highlight, different things. Is that phenomenal? You guys, they're folks just like us. They're your neighbor. people are in positions that have this funding, and they'd love to be able to partner with you and give you the funding to go help the community create greatness. So Derek, I'm very appreciative of you guys putting together that last bonus. When you start talking about, let's bring our team together and review their first grant, that's powerful. And that shows that not only are you joining us, we hold you accountable to take action, and we're going to put that grant funding together. So charitable giving of real estate, we're doing the foundation funding, we're doing the grant funding through the government, we're doing the fee for services, we're creating products. Our nonprofit businesses in our mastermind, they have products they've created. One of the groups I worked with, and they were working with prison recidivism rates, Derek, and people coming out of prison can't get housing. We send them out at 2 a.m. with $5 and say, good luck. And we wonder why they return. We wonder why 85% recidivism. So building supports that allows them to get housing and brings in the supports for them. And thinking about that prison recidivism program and what they're doing, they created tortilla chips. As a nonprofit, they created a product because that brought revenue, and they have a big tag on it, and it's in every grocery store, major chain. Look for it, and it says jobs, not jails. And that's a funding source. We have so many of our Purpose Pioneers who have created products, and our special sauce, and again, one where we're leading with innovative strategies, is charitable giving of real estate. So again, we've done a couple of trainings on that. Our Purpose Pioneers are all over that one. So Derek, I'm so excited to see who's going to be joining us. And welcome to the family. Those of you that have applied, we're going to stay connected. Just because you're not accepted, it's not for everyone. And doesn't mean we don't stay connected. We have so much to do in front of us, you guys. So together, we can reshape the fabric of America and this world and create a better world for our kids and grandkids. And that's what motivates me, Derek. When I look at my grandkids, little, and think, what's the world going to be like for them? When I hear about all the school shootings, when I see the devastation going on, it's time for us to step up. It's time for us to lead in making sure they have the same opportunities or more that we've had. That's what this is about for me. That's why the urgency in me to get everybody involved, because I've seen the change in the world. I've been a part of leading a movement, and it's so much fun, and it's a journey of a lifetime.
Absolutely. That's what this really is together. It's a journey. And in our mastermind, as we mentioned before, our Purpose Pioneers, our trailblazers, we push them, they push us right back.
Yeah.
A lot of things that we talked about haven't been done before with diversified funding plan, grant money, real estate, on the online fundraising front. It's incredible. And some of you, we want to encourage all of you to apply.
Yeah.
I see some questions coming, even if you're not even established as a nonprofit.
Yeah.
We have a series of criteria that we go off of on, the mission, what you're looking to do. We have nonprofits that came in that weren't yet tax exempt that are now exempt, and they got it done in 10 days through our mastermind. That's about the average, 10 to 14 days. Some haven't incorporated yet, but because of the mission, what they bring as far as value, that's a really big component, you guys, is the value, not necessarily what we can provide you and the group, but also the value you can provide to the group to help make them all better, to really come and join this coalition and this coalition of nonprofits together to make tremendous impact, to create better futures for ourselves. And so Mom, if you want to just leave that last slide up, so everybody can see. And you guys, again, regardless if we have nonprofits that are well established for years, and we have brand new nonprofits and everywhere else in between. There's a lot.
And Derek, I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's powerful. When I see some of the questions, again, you don't even need a nonprofit to apply right now. Two of our mastermind students that just joined us for this last one we had 2 weeks ago, neither of them even have nonprofits yet. And one of them is a leader in this country like none other. He was on Oprah. He partnered with a well-known billionaire. He's now part of our mastermind. We're just now setting up his nonprofit. He knew the power of coming together, and we're going to be building it as we go. So just think about another purpose pioneer. She just barely set up her nonprofit, coming to the mastermind, and within 6 weeks, she had a house donated to her, turned around and sold it, and had $130,000 in her bank account for a nonprofit business. So don't wait. Don't wait.
Even on the real estate front, you guys are pioneers. We had a nonprofit. Well, let's listen to this. This is the record so far with a donation, right? A grant. If somebody gives you $1, $1 million, or an asset, that is an award of monetary value. It doesn't have to be paid back, right? So even in our pioneers, in our mastermind, where we had a commercial property donated to a nonprofit that was 6 weeks away from even being incorporated, because we're a nonprofit that acts as a fiscal sponsor, that holds assets, that holds donations. So even if you're not set up yet, it's really on a number of different factors. But ultimately, you guys, when we really review it, it's about how you can come up with this group and improve the group, improve our purpose pioneers, trailblaze with us, do things that haven't been done, grow nonprofits, raise money, make a big impact, make better futures for ourselves. But that's a really big factor, is you're not set up yet, or you're a larger nonprofit with an annual operating budget of $10 million a year and everything in between. It's really about what you can bring to the group, as well as what we can, bring for you to help bring your vision into fruition. That's a big component. So again, just for applying, we'd love to talk with you, Purpose Consultants. We'd love to see you at our Purpose Summit on the application process. And for those new 10, they're going to be coming in on your grant reviews. Okay, and joining our next mastermind, which is coming up in a couple months in April. I can't wait to see you, and we're going to be talking very soon. It's going to be an amazing journey. Our purpose planners that are with us, that are in the nonprofit world, entrepreneurs, business owners, investors, philanthropic people themselves, philanthropists, a great cross-section of people across this country.
And you guys, it's for everybody. Stay-at-home moms. I'm talking about, it's not just entrepreneur, extraordinary business people. People with disabilities that lived in nursing homes and institutions, knew that wasn't where we wanted to be, and knew we could be part of the American dream and had something to contribute. We didn't have all the answers. We didn't even know what the solutions are. So don't let it hold you back. But we had purpose. We knew we were brought back for a reason. We knew that our life had meaning. And so we went and met with legislators and said, what are we doing with all of our long-term care dollars? Why do we have to only live in nursing homes or institutions? So this is for everyone. If a group of us that had no political power, no voice, no money, really, people with disabilities, very severely disabled, we got together and led a movement. That was before email, internet, Google, cell phones. Can you imagine? I think about it now and think, how in the world did we do that? No transportation. There was no accessible buses. There were no ramps on planes to get up in the wheelchair. We would have to lift each other in and out of cars and take seats out. And we became like the most creative group, learning how to rearrange furniture, learning how to take seats out of vehicles. If we could do it, I'm telling you, every single one of you could do it. You all have a gift. You all have something to share. Being a single mom, living in a Section 8 ghetto back in the days when we used to build segregated housing, growing up like that, growing up with a mom that worked 3 jobs to put food on the table. We all have gifts in our life's journey to bring forward to help those that need the hand up. So Derek, I want to thank you. I want to thank every one of you guys. Thank you so much for just even taking the action to get on the webinar, for saying, you know what, I'm going to make this happen. It's the beginning of 2018. I'm not going to let another year go by. And gosh, for 5 years, I wanted to help youth who are homeless. For 5 years, I've had this vision. You might not have tomorrow. I learned the hard way. Life is so precious. Every single day is a gift. So take today and make something happen with it. Take action, join us, be part of the family, and let's do this together. So Derek and the team, thank you so much for giving me this platform and all the behind the scenes things that happen to make this happen. My gratitude for you guys is so deep. And for each one of you Purpose Pioneers that are with us, you're why we do what we do. You're why we get up in the morning just so excited. You're why we connected today with leaders to find out how to open doors in other states. You're why the Power of Purpose exists. So come and join, come be a Purpose Pioneer. And last thing I'm going to say, Derek, is we have so much fun together. I never laugh like this. And I laugh a lot. Humor is a big part of my life and has been such a good medicine for getting through so many things. And years later, I had a brain tumor and was faced with that. It was humor that got us through everything. And so the humor we all keep with each other and the fun we have together, the support we feel for each other. One of our Purpose Pioneers went into the emergency room and ended up with open heart surgery, and talk about surrounded with love and prayers. And we've become the most tight-knit group family that I've ever been a part of. So come and be part of us, and together, let's really bring solutions to systems that are just broken. And the power of grant money is a way you can really bring systemic change, not just feeding few people or opening up that soup kitchen, which those are all great. But how do we really change that paradigm to start bringing healthy food in, growing it differently, bringing aquaponics in? I'm telling you, you millennials, more than anybody out there, need to be part of driving what's happening right now with the nonprofit businesses. All of your ideas, your dreams, your vision, your beliefs, your philosophical bases, that's what the nonprofit businesses need, is you leading. There's so much money available. The money's the easy part. It's getting you guys to understand and get rid of the noise and don't believe the mess. And it's getting you guys to stand up and take action and be part of the solution. Derek, we're going to do it.
We're going to do it. We're already doing it. We're going to do it even bigger and better. And all of you out there, you're the ones that are going to be making it bigger and better for us. You are the ones that make us better. You are the ones that make the world better. And we cannot wait for you to be a part of this incredible family, this incredible network that we have. So one more time, you guys, and we're going to sign off. thepowerpurpose.com/mastermind. Apply there. You can also apply the phone, leave a message, or keep trying to call to get through. Once you do that, we'll be in touch with you very soon. Okay, those applications. And once again, you guys, everyone that's on tonight by applying will have 2 free tickets for you and a special guest at our next summit, the Power Summit in May. Just free application and stepping forward to be involved with us. It's our gift to you. And for those first 10, which we'll be announcing probably through this weekend, next week as they come in from our Purpose Consultant consultations, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see those faces and meet you in person. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So you guys, please do that. And thank you again so much for taking the time tonight. Thank you for stepping forward to work with us to improve your life, the lives of your families, and the lives of others in your community and beyond. Thank you again so much for joining us. Please get in touch with us. And for everyone here tonight, we're going to see you at the Power Summit. You got tickets now. We'll apply. And it's going to be an absolutely amazing experience with all of you. I can't wait. Thank you so much.
And I'm going to say a big congratulations, you guys. Every one of you took that first step, took that step of action. So congratulations for joining us and taking that next step. That's a big one, Derek.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. We look forward to being in touch with you. We look forward to seeing you at the Power Summit with your new tickets. Again, we will be selling these for upwards of about $497 at the door. So our gift to you we will be seeing you now in the Power Summit very soon, no matter what, right? Because all of you are going to be applying. And we'll see you guys very soon next time. And for Derek Watson, Mom, Sherry, thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.